in this country and before 1994 have alluded that MCP is a constitutional terrorist under the guise of electoral rules, which is not correct. They rejected democracy in 1992. Now they are coming here to reject democracy again. Madam Speaker, the Alliance for Democracy will stand firm. The Constitution must be respected. We cannot tear apart the Constitution. No, not at all. Madam Speaker, how much you will do, how much you will rip the Constitution. You have ripped the Constitution of Malawi Congress Party, where the line mate becomes a vice president of the party. They have ripped it again. Don't rip the Constitution of Malawi. It is very bad, very bad. It cannot be taken for granted. And my sister has taken time to defend MCP left and right, making me point of order. What you want to say, Mzibano?
Debate on the issues on the floor, please.
Madam Speaker, is a dangerous party. It's a party of killers. It's a party that can kill even the South Cinema. Madam Speaker, don't allow them to kill the Constitution of the Republic of Malawi. Our Ford will not take this as a simple thing. Madam Speaker, let the terrorists go to the dungeon. On 16th September, Malawians are answering to the terrorists. You are going to be arrested. And I'm taking over as Minister of Justice, Chimwendo. Be watchful. This is a country that belongs to all of us, not to Chimwendo. No, not at all. I am saying this because this is a serious concern. We have ripped the Constitution of Malawi Congress Party. My sister has been thrown out. Now we are ripping the Constitution of Malawi. No. I, for one, even if I stand up alone, I am standing and representing the people of the North. I am standing and representing the people of Malawi. We fought, even if it is a small party, I fought alone, fought democracy. And removed Malawi Congress Party. Today, we are witnessing history again. When we are removing Malawi Congress Party from the government again. On 16th September, when you go, Chimwendo, prepare yourself. On 16th September, when we come, Titus Ovaro, you are breaking the Constitution, prepare yourself. We will remove the SC because the cabinet that is there is a cabinet that must respond to the people of Malawi. We cannot have a cabinet that is not responding to the people of Malawi. Madam Speaker, you can't reject a report of the Legal Affairs Committee. And in that kind of spirit, you can't reject parliamentary decision. Madam Speaker, I'm speaking here for the last time in this session. This session, Madam Speaker, which the Minister of Justice has called for, and in consultation with the President, it has no time, it has no reference. We don't know whether we're debating in the 51st session or we're debating in the 52nd.
Consider winding up, Honorable Member from Zimba North, please.
In winding up, Madam Speaker, I, as the next responsible government minister, Madam Speaker, all these amendments will be taken over. And as a responsible speaker, I'm commanding Malawi Electoral Commission to relook at the provisions in the Constitution, not to look at the provisions of the law. They will guide them how the voting system will take place. Machinga has debated and explained properly and given wisdom. It's better to listen to wisdom than to listen to junk. Madam Speaker,
few remarks, Honorable.
These few remarks, Madam Speaker, I am seriously issuing a warrant of arrest to this cabinet. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member from Zimba North. Rumpi East. There's a point of order. Rumpi East, before you rise here, there's a point of order from... Please, if you can't switch on, yes.
Madam Speaker, is it in order that the previous speaker is trying to mislead this House that the committee mandate is much higher than the committee of the full House? Is that in order?
Thank you. In terms of reporting, when a report is done by the committee, obviously the House considers it, and the decision of the House is what carries the day. So the report can come from the committee, but the House can decide on what they do with that report. Thank you. Rumpi East.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to thank you for granting
Can we hear the honorable member in silence, please?
the people of Room East an opportunity to comment on issues of the Constitution and the amendment thereof. I would like, first of all, to bring the House back to the spirit of 1993-1994 when we were framing up the Constitution. The Constitution was framed in a national spirit that was witnessing a new dawn, a new chapter for our country. And when we were framing up that Constitution, we had the sections of the Constitution up to 214. Now I'll bring you back to Section 5 of the Constitution before I go to the last one. That Constitution, Section 5, it is clear that any laws, any act of Parliament or sub-laws that will not be in line with this Constitution, that is null and void. That was what was said. Now, when you go to Section 67, it has some supporting subsections that would give clarity to the interpretation of the Constitution. Now, Machinga Lukweno clearly stated that the Constitution was hijacked in 2023 by coming up with a sub-law or an act that today is in dispute. Now, Section 67 of the Constitution, it is indeed giving powers to the President to come up with an emergency sitting of Parliament. Yes, we are sitting today. What is it that we are discussing as an emergency? Many people eloquently pointed out that it is not a crisis, but it is a manufactured crisis that was done when we were amending that PPE Act. Because if we did not amend that, we would not be in this so-called crisis. I'll cite an example. I am the example of 1994. I registered in Malindi when I was campaigning, presidential campaign, and I voted in Blantyre because that was where I was stationed. All along, what we have been doing is that somebody could register somewhere there and you could vote somewhere. But there were some more like a sabotage, a political, constitutional sabotage, that people came here to amend the PPE Act when they were not supposed to do, because all along we didn't have this crisis, we didn't have this problem. Why are we having a problem today? Because sometimes we come here, we think the Constitution can be amended anyhow. Clarity should be sought here. If we want to amend, what is it that
you have a minute to go?
What is it that we want to amend? Because if people are going to vote where they've been assigned, if originally it was there, why did we amend the Constitution when it was not supposed to be amended? I therefore would like to say this is not a crisis, this is not an emergency, but a political manufactured crisis, so that Malawi can be seen as if it is in a crisis when it is not in a crisis. So any other law that is not inconsistent with the Section 5 of the Constitution, that is narrow and void, and we should not entertain it here. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Rumpi East. Mulanje Bali.
Kufa. Right Honorable Speaker, good afternoon. I would like to thank you for allowing the people of Mulanje Pale once again to come to this house. We are so saddened, Madam Speaker, as the people of Mulanje Pale, because, Madam Speaker, as a constituency to start with, we have several crises that this government has not looked at them and created something that is not a crisis for us to come here. We were supposed to come here, Madam Speaker, for lack of food in this country, for lack of fertilizer. Only a month to rainy season, we don't have any bag of fertilizer on the market. I thought there were other better issues to be discussed in this house than what we are discussing now. Right Honorable Speaker, I've called and I've taken consent from the former Member of Parliament for Blantyre West, who lost an election with 1 vote. And Honorable Adavua Kaunda won an election for the first time with 3 votes. Then a rerun, he won with 8 votes. I had to bring those examples, Right Honorable Speaker. If you take 50 officers from Deza and drop them in Ikwendeni area and ask them to vote there, those 50 people can make a Member of Parliament fail their elections. And a councillor can fail their elections. Because we have examples of people that lost to come here with a single vote. Right Honorable Speaker, what was supposed to be done was to go to section 62 of the current PPE and look the provisions that are there. The only important people that we and the Constitution suppose are the men in uniform, the army and the police. Those people are already covered. Who are these other important people that we don't know? And where are they coming from? Why should they allow, even Mr. President, why should he allow someone to convince him that we have a crisis when we have no crisis in this country? Because this is a campaign time, Right Honorable Speaker. We are in our constituencies doing campaigns for the coming elections. And the very same people that are competing are allowed to come and tamper with the law. I think then we need to relaunch the campaign again, because we are conflicted people. We are people of interest. We are participating in the elections. We cannot be allowed to come and talk about the elections in the very same house. If the shadows out there are listening, what is happening here is a complete raping of the Constitution. Right Honorable Speaker, I know people out there are questioning this. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, listening from a Facebook page of National Assembly, when the Solicitor General was responding to a question from Honorable Mangochi East, the Solicitor General and the Justice Annabel Ntalimanja actually said, and I quote, "The law, the Constitution will still not change. People will vote in advance for the future elections. But for this only election, we need to change to accommodate other cadres that are important." What are we amending? If the Constitution cannot be changed and we want to amend the PPE, which is strong, Madam Speaker, I thought even the legal press that ceased to call us, first and foremost, you were supposed to have a business committee, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we will be in books as the only grouping of parliamentarians that rocked our Constitution left to right. Some of us, Madam Speaker, who don't want, we've stayed here longer than anyone ever before, and we are so tired to have stayed here too long, unnecessarily too long, because this government was supposed to be removed last year. But they are here on injury. They are here on injury time. And they want to continue abusing the Constitution so they can stay here longer. Madam Speaker, every sensible Malawian is very tired of this government. A lady at the Bingu International Stadium, at the Bingu Stadium, was asked, "Who are you going to vote for?" I said, "Oh, I do already for Jaguela." Are you happy with how he has performed?
Honorable member, you have
I'm quoting.
to go.
Thank you very much. A lady actually told a reporter on Times to say, hey, Fusolimenero, Mwanfusa Majangu, Mwanzizi Musa. Right, Honorable Speaker, if you go out there, carry people to a stadium and convince someone that you are for the president, and you say, Mwanzizi Musa, it's a sick, Madam Speaker. People are very tired. I would like to tell this government, the sinister moves that they are doing, God is always in heaven. He has never lived on earth. God has never lived here. Us sinners who live here, and he pretend what we are doing is right. Time is coming. Malawians are listening. Let me talk to you, Malawians. This government, with these few remarks, Honorable Speaker, Malawians out there, this government will be removed on the 16th. After 16th, it will be history. And this history will be read and written. And some of you will be running around looking for solace from some of us.
This is
remarks, Honorable Speaker, I would like to say this bill should wait for the next parliament. Yeah. Those that are privileged to come here for the next parliament should amend this, not us. Our time is over, Madam Speaker. We should not eat the man on the back door.
Thank you, Mulanje Bale. Mulanje Bale, you've exhausted your time, Mulanje Bale. Leader of the House, you're rising.
Honorable Speaker, it's a privilege when other people give you time, listen from you. It will be an honor for you to listen to others as well. Honorable Speaker, I'm rising not to respond to any political insinuation, because solely I understand Section 67, subsection 4 of the Constitution, that I have come here for one particular purpose. So I will not be able to respond to any political insinuation, neither any political friendly fire, whatever you call names being mentioned to us. But I would like us to focus on what I've come here to do. Having listened to colleagues, senior colleagues all over, I would like to beg that debate on the bill be curtailed in order to allow the Honourable Minister to wind up. I beg to move, Madam Speaker.
Honourable Leader, I appreciate, but there was one last Lilongwe that I had, the last one on the round that I had recognized. Yes. Leader.
Honourable Speaker, I did not see SG Emeritus standing. I would not even have stood to do that, because you had given
recognized him in the round that I was doing.
Thank you.
Before.
I would therefore allow my senior to speak.
Madam Speaker, let me profoundly thank you for giving the people of Lilongwe Mpeno space.
Member for Zomba Marosa, what's the problem?
Madam Speaker, thank you for recognizing people from Zomba Marosa. My point of order is it in order that we have been recalled here that we should debate on this bill for the leader of the House to curtail this important debate instead of giving all of us, because you had recognized the first round, I thought like after I had even put my name up that I wanted to contribute, then the speaker, the leader of the house is curtailing. We are going to the same problem that has brought us here. Because before, that was the trend. We used to curtail instead of debating the bill to the maximum. We were just curtailing, leaving others outside. So I thought this is our time to correct what has been happening. Let Parliament give each and every member space. Whosoever wants to speak, let the person speak now than curtailing. Because
thank you, Honourable Member, for Zomba Malosa. In terms of the decision of whether the debate should be curtailed, it will be up to the House to decide. But I had recognized Honourable Mkaga, I think on the first round, it was clear that I had recognized that was the first round. And in terms of the leader rising and saying we should curtail the debate, that's going to be up to the House to decide whether we are curtailing or not. Thank you. Honourable Member for Longempen.
Madam Speaker, let me once again profoundly thank you for granting the people of Lilongwe an opportunity to make an important contribution to the debate at hand. Madam Deputy Speaker, Madam Speaker, excuse me, Madam Speaker, allow me to say this. Madam Speaker, allow me to say this.
Members, order, please. Members on my right, order, please. Order, honourable members, order, please.
Madam Speaker, allow me to say this. The Republican Constitution is the supreme law of the land. And any act under it or regulations under the act should be subject to this Republican Constitution. Madam Speaker, the Republican Constitution provides for universal suffrage, also called universal franchise. And by universal suffrage, the Constitution talks about the right of every citizen in the country to vote. Now, Madam Speaker, by this provision of the Republican Constitution, we, as members of Parliament, have a sacred duty to defend, even if it means the right of an individual that has been trampled upon. It is for this reason, Madam Speaker, that I do agree with the opinion of the President that some rights are indeed under threat. Yes. Because when you look at what has been presented here, we are looking at people coming from security agencies, members of staff from May, and representatives of political parties that would be disenfranchised if the amendment does not pass. Madam Speaker, every law is enacted to address mischief. Yes. And in this case, a mischief has been aptly identified where we are saying that if this amendment is not passed today, over 50,000 people will not exercise their right to vote. It is for this reason that Lilongwe Mpenu, Madam Speaker, and we on this side do strongly support this amendment. We have to make sure that as per the provision of the Constitution, every right is defended, every right is protected, and that right, or those rights, should include the right of every citizen who has registered to vote.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, Lilongwe Mpenu strongly supports this amendment. I submit.
Very much, Lilongwe Mpenu. Mangochi Southwest, and then the leader.
Madam, I already moved the motion.
Mangochi Southwest, is it? What's going on?
Yeah, thank you very much, Madam Speaker. The Speaker, who has just resumed his seat, mentioned in his speech about 50,000 people that will be disenfranchised, according to him. Now, my point of order, is it in order that this law is targeting individuals that we believe, and it is being believed that they are the same thugs? The 50,000 people, within the 50,000 people, they are the same thugs that have been terrorizing this country, beating the likes of Namiwa. They want to be recruited under me. But is it also, and it is within the same 50,000, we understand that the police officers that are going to be recruited, they are not going to be recruited from the police stations within our constituencies. They will be coming from the area 30. And by virtue of that, these officers are being selected. There is a group, a WhatsApp group by my Congress party. They are saying, if you are not my Congress party, you are not going to be in this group, you are not going to be recruited. Is it in order that we have this allegation and amidst the passing of this amendment? Is it in order?
Member for Mangochi Southwest, you know that according to our own rules, you're supposed to bring evidence. So all you're saying is allegations and allegations. You're supposed to bring the evidence to support what you're saying. So we don't have any evidence, therefore it is out of order. Honorable Leader, it is 12:30. We will have to suspend proceedings and shall resume resitting.
Honorable Speaker, that's the whole reason I was standing.
It is 12:30
already. That we extend time in order for us, but I still...
We cannot extend. It's 12:30.
Honorable, I rose up and you said there's a point of order, but you had already recognized me. Time can be extended.
We have to suspend, Honorable Leader.
All right, you will suspend, but at least you will suspend, but give me time to speak to you.
As long as it's not an extension.
No, I am in a very good mood. I will not fight. I will not raise anything controversial, because some of you have visited your constituencies and you know what I've done in your constituencies, and therefore I'm not in a spirit of provoking any one of you. And don't provoke me as well, because all of us, we don't need to provoke each other, because you know what the leader can do. But Madam Speaker, why I insist, will not suspend, I will not ask for extension of time. I've obliged to the ruling of the Speaker. But there are some insinuations that are being made in the House, trying to say that police officers are thugs, that people that are going to be deployed are thugs. Those are insinuations. And while you are making those insinuations, you should be mindful that we are talking about our teachers, we are talking about people working actually at your district commissioner officers and police officers. Honorable Speaker, some of these insinuations about teachers, about public officers, my dear brother,
Mangochi Southwest.
I'm addressing
Mangochi Southwest. I've not given you the floor, Mangochi Southwest.
Honorable Speaker.
No, but why are you? If you want to rise procedurally. Please.
Honorable Speaker, it's a plea. It's a humble plea, a very good plea, not to insinuate that the people we are talking about are thugs. And even when the Electoral Commission came yesterday to meet the Legal Affairs Committee, they mentioned, I watched, because Parliament is now online, I even watched what SCC spoke, I watched about everything. So when the Commission came yesterday, they mentioned about the numbers. It's about people who are going to work for these elections. Let's not insinuate. I have spoken to the Speaker, and therefore I wish you a wonderful lunch. We are going to be here, whether it's going to be 12 o'clock midnight, but we are going to work. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Very much, honorable members. I now suspend proceedings. We shall resume sitting at 2 p.m. House suspended.